Hi everybody, I'm Jenny, or Katie Lai as I'm known on the internet. I thought I would give my try at making a booktube video. I recently got back into reading books fairly regularly and pretty prolifically. So I figured I'd start off with the books that I have acquired in October. So this is the first, I guess, real month where I bought a lot of books. So I thought I would introduce them, tell you which ones I've read so far, which ones I'm most interested in, and kind of when I might be reading these. So I do read both children's books and books for myself. I have a goddaughter, she just turned 5. We like to read books together, so starting when I heard that she was, my best friend was pregnant with her, I started reviewing quite a few books just to see, what books are going to be worth our time reading together and which books might we want to give a pass. So I created a blog for her and I've been posting them there. And I did quite a few reviews in that first year. But then after that, I've kind of, trailed off. So I'm hoping to get back into that and read more children's books so I can read them with her and her sisters and kind of see what they like. So we'll start off with the kids' books that I bought in October. So I only got 3. So the first one, I got these ones at Book Outlet, which is like a bargain books discount, publishers overstock outlet type of place. So she really likes Halloween theme books, and since it's October, the Itsy Bitsy Pumpkin is one that I got for her. This one we did read together already, so it's a board book and it's pretty cute. So we liked this one, so that will be kept in our rotation. The next book is Spooky Pooky. Oh, I should say that Itsy Bitsy Pumpkin is by Sonali Fry, if you're looking for that one. Spooky Pooky is one of the Pooky series books by Sandra Boynton. This one I got to read to her younger sister, so not my goddaughter, but her younger sister. Actually liked this book quite a bit. And then the last kids book that I bought through Book Outlet was Ferdinand. So this is by Monroe Leaf. I haven't actually read Ferdinand myself, but I know that there's a movie about Ferdinand, so I thought it might be good for us to read the story first and then watch the movie together. So I also subscribe to Book of the Month, and I frequently get an additional book because you can get like your Book of the Month as part of the paid subscription, but then for just $10 or more you can get a whole selection of other books that they either had that are other selections or previous Book of the Month selections, things like that. So this one's really a pretty purple cover. It's called The Lies We Told by Camilla Way. I honestly don't remember the plot of this one, but it looks like it's some sort of a, thriller type of book, which is a genre I kind of want to get into a little bit more. So this one, Lies We Told, I'm probably going to knock a bunch of these books over, so that will be your entertainment for the evening. The next we have is An Absolutely Remarkable Thing by Hank Green. This was another October Book of the Month Club selection. I also don't remember the plot of this one. I'm horrible. Okay. These next stack over here, like everything else that I have in this stack, I got at Barnes & Noble. I think they're all actually bargain price books that they had on clearance. Sorry, my video keeps cutting out. The next stack I have, these ones are from Barnes & Noble, and they're all bargain price books that they had. So the first one is When Dimple Met Rishi by Sanjay Menon. I love this book. I thought it was so cute. There's a couple, and they meet at a program for computer engineering, software, and things like that. And she doesn't know this guy at all. But the boy, Rishi, he knows that their parents are trying to arrange them in like a arranged marriage. What was great about this book is it really taught me a lot about Indian culture, especially Indian American culture. So fantastic book. Highly recommend it. Next we have The Chemist by Stephenie Meyer. Yes, this is the Stephenie Meyer that wrote the Twilight series. This book is nothing like Twilight. So whether you love Twilight, hated Twilight, The Chemist is very different. I would call this kind of in the genre of like the military or government political thriller genre. There is a girl, and she is an interrogator, so she uses chemicals in order to get confessions out of bad guys. But at some point this goes off the rails, and now the government is after her. Next we have City on Fire. This book is by Garth Risk Hallberg. I picked it up because it looked really pretty. The cover is all this red foiling, and in the middle of the book they have lots of different colored pages and some mixed media. So I thought I'd give this a try. Next we have Glory Over Everything by Kathleen Grissom. This is a companion novel or maybe a sequel to The Kitchen House, which I read a few months ago. I enjoyed the book. I guess A Kitchen House was kind of a problematic subject because it's slavery and things like that. But I think those stories are kind of important to be told. So this is the companion book to that, plus the cover is beautiful. And then the next find that I had at Barnes & Noble was the Wicked series. So this is by Gregory Maguire. So Wicked is kind of like a reimagining of the story and the setting of The Wizard of Oz, only from the Wicked Witch's point of view, which I loved. I haven't been able to see the Broadway play yet, but the book I read a few years ago and I really liked. So in the series there's also Son of a Witch, A Lion Among Men, and Out of Oz. So these are my Barnes & Noble finds for the month. In this next stack, this is the first order that I got from Book Outlet along with the children's books. So the first one is Tell Me Three Things by Julie Buxbaum. I'm not sure exactly what the plot is for this one, but it looked like a, fairly cute YA romance type novel. Then we have What Light by Jay Asher. Again, I don't know a lot about this book, but people have been giving it high reviews. This one is a book that I actually have read, The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. It was recommended to me by my godmother, Pat. This is a story about a boy who comes across a concentration camp during the Holocaust. I think the cover is beautiful. It has like the background of this kind of coarsely woven material in the stripe pattern, and then all of the barbed wire is foiled. So again, this is by John Boyne. Great read. Highly recommend it. This one is The Way I Used to Be by Amber Smith. This book I just recognized on Book Outlet, so I don't really know anything about it, and I don't remember if people who have been reviewing it like it or dislike it. But with the books being only a couple dollars each, there's no harm in trying. It's less than the cost of my coffee every morning. This next one is Wrecked by Maria Padian. It says everyone on campus has a different story about what happened that night. And on the back it says Jenny accuses Jordan of rape. So it's kind of, it'll be interesting to kind of piece it all together and to see, you know, what the different perspectives are on what happened. This next one is #famous by Jilly Gagnon. I don't know the plot of this one either, but it says it's supposed to be Eleanor and Park meets The Social Network. So maybe some sort of a social media thing with some awkward teens. And then we have This Heart of Mine by C.C. Hunter. It looks like a YA kind of romance novel, which I would be into, so I picked that one up. And then the last one from that set is The Summer of Chasing Mermaids by Sarah Ackler. This one I'd seen a couple people review it, and I thought the cover looked pretty. So this was another one that I just thought I would pick it up and give it a try. Alright, I'm going to move these guys back over. And then we'll get started on the final set of books that I got. Okay, this last set is another shipment that I got from Book Outlet. It still happened in October. I had 2 different orders from Book Outlet in October. The first book is Pippi Longstocking. So it's a very little book. It's by Astrid Lindgren. I remember loving the story of Pippi and how spunky she was growing up. So when I saw it, I had to pick that one up. The next one is also from childhood, so it's A Bridge to Terabithia. And this is by Catherine Patterson. This is probably one of the first books that I read as a kid where it was a sad book and it dealt with strong emotions. And it was a great story about friendship and imagination. The next one is Stargirl by Jerry Spinelli. I picked it up because I've been watching BookTube, and Kayla from Books and Lala, this is one of her favorite books. I remember I have read it before. I don't remember a lot of the plot. I know it's about a girl who's kind of awkward, but in a really beautiful way, and then she comes to like change the people in her high school. So I figured I'd pick that one up and give it another read. Next we have My True Love Gave to Me. So this is an anthology of kind of holiday short stories. And since I'm in Michigan and the snow's going to fly soon, I thought that it would be cool to kind of, you know, be able to snuggle up with a good short story in the winter. Next we have a series from Ann Basharis. So it is The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. So this is about 4 girls, and they're all friends, but they're all very different personalities, and they find these magic pants where when you wear them, things kind of go your way. So it follows them through some adventures. I definitely read the first book. I may have read the second summer of The Sisterhood, but I don't think that I've read Girls in Pants or the 4th one, which is Forever in Blue. So now I have all 4 books, and they all match, which is exciting for me because I like things to be matchy if they can. The next one is The Last Thing I Remember. I don't know a lot about this plot, but something happens to this boy, and he wakes up and people or something is after him and he has no memory, and he's got to try and piece together what happened before they get him. So this is kind of along the lines of like my October Spookathon feeling that I was going for when I was kind of shopping for these. To go along with that, I have this anthology for slasher girls and monster boys. So it's kind of like a horror thriller anthology with a bunch of different short stories inside. So again, very October. Then we have The Anatomical Shape of a Heart. Oh, I forgot to give you all the names of the authors, didn't I? Sorry. Last thing I remember is by Andrew Klavan. Slasher Girls and Monster Boys. It's selected by April Genevieve Tichoki. Sorry about that last name. I have no idea how to pronounce it. And this one, The Anatomical Shape of a Heart, is by Jen Bennett. I don't know the plot about this one either, but the title kind of got me. Anatomical Shape of a Heart. I like medical stories. We'll give that one a try too. This one, The Statistical Probability of Love at First Sight by Jennifer E. Smith. I know I read kind of a synopsis of this once and I thought it was interesting, so I thought I'd give it a shot, but I don't really remember what the synopsis is now. But there you go. Book outlet, couple bucks, no worries. This one, 13 Little Blue Envelopes. I have read this before. I gave it 5 stars. A girl, her aunt passes away, and she gets either some money or money in a passport or money in a passport and a plane ticket or something like that. So anyway, she kind of goes hunting, and as she finds each envelope, it kind of leads her to the next envelope. And she learns how to come out of her shell, to enjoy life and, you know, travel, which is amazing. So I love that book. And then it's actually part of a duology. So she has a second book called The Last Little Blue Envelope, which I guess is another envelope from her aunt that she didn't know about before. So I'm glad I was able to pick up the second book in that duology. And then I found this series on Book Outlet. I know nothing about it. But they had every book in the series, so I'm like, well, I might as well pick them up and give it a try. It seems to be some sort of a YA dystopian, which I like that genre. So this is by Suzanne Young, and it's called The Program. And then there's The Treatment, The Remedy, The Epidemic, and there's 5. Last one is The Adjustment. All of these I got as paperback except for the last one. So I'll probably go back onto Book Outlet just to see if they happen to have the paperback so I can have that whole set match. I don't know exactly what the epidemic is or what they're suffering from, but I will find out and let you know. The last book in that shipment is Foolish Hearts by Emma Mills. This, I think, is another kind of a YA contemporary romance. It's got this cute little kind of stitch knitted looking pattern on the cover, which is really pretty. So those are all of the books that I bought in October. There were in total 41 books that I bought. I think all of them, if I'm not mistaken, all of them I did buy on a deep discount. So I didn't spend a ton of money. But 41 is quite a bit for a month. However, I did also have like a record book reading month. I think I read close to 30 books so far this month, and I still have a couple days left because I'm recording this on the 28th. But I figure that's fair because I'm not going to be buying any more books until November. I know that for certain. So 41 books, I've read about 30. I'm keeping my buying and my reading about even, so I should be good there, although I still do need to buy some extra bookcases for my house. So thank you for joining me on this video. Sorry it's been a little bit choppy, and I know the sound and the video quality aren't great, but I'll be working on that. And I hope you join me as I give updates and reviews and let you know how I like these. So thank you for watching. Bye-bye.